Kimora is in the news and she is talking about Russell Simmons. Okay. Now she claims her ex-husband, Russell Simmons, once told her that he got a lot of women because of her and that his endless stream of female admirers was because of her. Now, for those that don't know, Russell and Kimora first met in 1992. Now, the Def Jam Records co-founder met the model during New York Fashion Week. Now, here they are a year later. Show you a photo of them. Wow. And Kimora, first of all, hi, Kimora. She watches. She always texts me updates. By the way, now that Diddy's might be getting out, and they say that you had something to do with him getting in trouble allegedly because you were
allegedly
his wife who died with him. You have to come on the show. Kimora's not coming on the show. She watches though. We love you.
She should.
I think Kimora is a key. She's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is Kimora today, but go back to old Kimora, or the older Kimora. This is Kimora. You have not aged, and we know it's because you got the Asian genes in you, but also because black don't crack. You know she's black too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Love her. Well, anyway, despite Russell being 35 and Kimora. What?
Oh, when they start the baby.
Stop talking because you didn't read it. Despite Russell being 35 and Kimora just 17 and still a sophomore in high school, the two hit it off. But before I go any further, let me just say this all makes sense. Kimora, you then created the Baby Phat jacket that became the whole thing of young girls wearing the jacket. They were pregnant by the older man, right? You didn't do that intentionally, but that's what it became because you were a 17-year-old dating a 35-year-old. Even if you timed 17 times 2, that's still 34 plus 1. So he dated you. Anyway, to note, in 2020, when Russell was facing a bevy of sex assault, misconduct, and rape accusations, he said that he didn't begin dating Kimora until she turned 18. And that her mother even approved of their relationship. Now, we weren't around, so we don't know if that was true or not, but he was 35 and she was allegedly 18. Now, after sharing a throwback with Kimora for her birthday, Russell responded to old rumors, and this is what he said. I'd never do this, but that's not true. She turned 18 right after I met her in February Fashion Week. Tyra Banks, our bridesmaid, Cindy Crawford, and Naomi Campbell were all backstage at the Mary McFadden show. They said I was a modelizer and that I wasn't going to stick around. I think that may have inspired her, laughing emoji, the challenge. We got to know each other by May. We were dating. She was legal at 17, but she turned 18 that May. Her mother and her manager, Beth Ann Hardison, approved, supported, and rushed us. We really didn't need a push, and the love affair began. People like to talk every so often. I lose my cool and talk back, so take this advice. Be happy and share happiness. Try to think uplifting thoughts and keep learning to practice love. That's our goal. Oh, and celebrate the queen, Kimora Lee Simmons. I mean, what is that? What do you think?
If look, I always say if they can't buy a drink, I'm not going to date them. They can't buy their own drink. But if they're of legal age, I think it's fine because they're consenting adult. Well, they're considered consenting adults. So
I even picture until America. First of all, there's a couple of things. We need to rectify the fact that in some states you can be 15 or 16 and be in a whole relationship with a man this age or older. So there's an issue, and it's in the southern states. You should consider that. Now, some can say morally it's wrong to be with somebody that younger, but the law is the law. So to your point, morally you may say, I'm not going to date nobody that can't buy a drink. I'm not going to date nobody that can't go into a club. I ain't going to date nobody who can't even vote, or vote, you can vote at 18, but who can't, buy liquor. That's a moral thing. Legally, if you're dating somebody that's 18 and you marry somebody that's 18, that's your thing. You get to debate whether it's right or wrong, but it is what it is.
No, I'm going to say, I know it's roles reversed because Russell was the older one, but I'm 32 now, like how he was, and I wouldn't date somebody 17 or 18. To me, that's still just young. But she was a baddie, and she looked older than 18 or 17 anyway, so they look kind of,
But the older than 17, 18 thing is always a controversial statement because people, I saw somebody the other day in Dominican Republic that was the driver of our boat that ran out of gas. Oh, we ran out of gas in the middle of the ocean. I don't want to talk about that. But he was 19 years old. I said, how old are you? Because we were like going around talking age and zodiacs or whatever. And he said 19. I said, there's no way you're 19. He had his birth year tattooed on him. 19 years old. This boy looked probably like 26. So those are those things where, like, in most cases, you got to ask for ID, make sure you get confirmation. I will tell you now, at the good old age of 47, where I am now, and, you know, I date younger, I'm always going to ask for ID. If you live out of town, you got to get on that flight. What is your birthday? You know, I got to make sure, because you just don't know. Somebody could walk up on you looking. Although go back to the picture. I mean, she looked older, but she does look older, but she's on the picture on the right. She looks young.
She looks young.
She looks younger than him, but she looked young.
I hate plaid.
And she's beautiful.
Well, in December 1998, 6 years after first meeting Russell, he married Kimora. And he was 41 and she was 23. In 2000, Russell and Kimora welcomed their firstborn, Ming Lee Simmons. In 2022, they welcomed their second-born, Aoki Lee Simmons. Let me show you a photo of them now. The girls are grown and looking great. Both of them look amazing. All three look amazing. Now, 4 years after welcoming their second child, Russell and Kimora split. In 2008, Kimora officially filed for divorce and finalized things in 2009. Now, since their divorce, Kimora and Russell have remained amicable, minus the two suing each other over fraud in 2020. We cool. We just gonna sue each other for fraud. In 2021, and Kimora and her daughters accusing Russell of child abuse in 2023. Kimora even claimed that Russell was abusive,
allegedly,
to other women in his life. And 2 years later, Kimora is now getting candid about her ex-husband and claims he credits her for his female admirers. Listen to her during an interview on a show Not Mine.
First baby daddy used to always say, when we were friendly, he would say, I get so much P word because of you. And don't do that. Don't laugh like that.
I get so much pussy because of you.
He would say that, and I would say, that's right, and I'm glad you know that because you're my bitch. I would say that.
Well, it is true.
But he'll tell a different story, but this is...
I think guys get a lot of pussy from who they date before.
For sure.
Sorry,
and I think a lot of girls over there have come and gone thinking that they can replicate that situation, but not knowing or being aware of what I brought to the situation. What I brought is not what you bring, honey.
Do we care?
Yeah.
Why?
Because this is my thing. I think it works in every circumstance. It's not just pretty girls. Like if you date a guy who's good looking or a guy who is successful, people start to look and go, well, what does that person have that they got them? So I think she's right. Like I think she's absolutely right. Like girls are gonna be like, what did he must have a big dick, or he must be doing something right in bed because he pulled that baddie. So I think it's a reality, especially if a person has money or if they have status or they're really good looking. People always want to know, what are you?
But do you think somebody said, "Oh, Kanye West pulled Amber Rose because he has a big penis"? No, he's Kanye West. He was successful in his own right. Russell wasn't some guy off the street kicking Coke cans down the street. He was an executive. He had a lot of money, and he was popular.
But I do feel like, well, even like an Offset, I'm like, Cardi was the bigger star, the it girl. And so I feel like that's more alluring of like, ooh, what is Offset got?
We're not going to diminish the fact that Offset was part of the biggest rap group of that at that time, because Migos, and I've said this on record, you can go back and roll the tape, this before Cardi, Migos was my favorite hip hop group. Mm-hmm. And the three of them together, they created a sound that they didn't even get credit for, and they were the it group at the time. Sure. Offset and all the Offset antics and the Cardi B antics ensued as they became a couple, and then that became a thing. So I don't want to diminish Offset because he's absolutely going to be calling. And Offset, before you do that, here's her Instagram.
Oh my God. Okay, but I do want to say too, for me personally, it works in reverse because I used to love Travis Kelce down. He was so fine to me when he was dating his ex.
The black girl.
Yes. His name Kelce, Caleb. No.
I mean, you didn't live that much if you don't know the girl's name.
Because I was too busy staring at him.
Okay.
He was just so mesmerizing to me. And no shade to Taylor Swift, but now that he's with Taylor Swift, he kind of just became more like cornier and stale to me.
I don't see him as corny and stale. I will tell you this.
He's not.
I get it. When he was with the black girl, he had a different swag about him.
Yes.
But now that he's with Taylor and you see him more, now you kind of like, oh, he's a fly white dude. I don't date white men. I don't. This is not my thing. But he is a good what? First of all, I don't date white men. Rob is mad because I started dipping my toe in the white pool. I may go swimming for a night, but I ain't gonna stay in the pool. Okay. So anyhow, stay out of the Dominican Republic. How about
Why? I'm going.
Anyway,
for sure.
hey Kelsey, how you doing? Sorry you had to take a stray. Anyway, Kimora, you're beautiful. The hell with you with that Baby Phat jacket, though. You did that, and that was inspired by this relationship. And Russell, I think you DM'd me the other day. I want you both to come on my show together, not together, whatever. I've met Russell a couple times. I think I still have your phone number. I have both your phone. Maybe I'll put you guys in a group text later and see what y'all are doing. Either way, bye.